Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Carolina, and within my platform I'm going to be sharing a lot about my journey with Kundalini. So I had my Kundalini awakening about 4 years ago when I went to Bali, and this was awakened through a Kundalini activation session. Now I've been on this journey for about 10 years now, and when I began this journey of self-discovery was when I was in the depths of depression and anxiety and suffering from deep trauma. And I began by doing Reiki and just really connecting to my energetic body. But there was always still this kind of like missing piece and something that I was searching for. And then I connected with Kundalini and I had this big awakening, and it changed my life literally completely for the better. There were so many changes that began to occur in my world. Now, Kundalini is our life force energy. It sits within us, within the roots beneath our spine, and it's within our ancient wisdom, and it's been within us all along. Now, this is our innate power, and it is us. Now, when many people hear the word Kundalini or see the word Kundalini, many people fear this. And I feel this is due to the lack of education and understanding around Kundalini. But it's for me to share to you all within this platform about Kundalini and the in-depth education and understanding, as well as talking about more of my journey and about what I offer within my services and holding space, and how it can truly benefit you within your world and help you to shift into a more of a place of love, peace, harmony, connecting deeper to your truth, creating a safe space within you. And for that is so deeply important, because as humans we want to feel safe. Safety is the most important part, because when we feel unsafe, that is when we feel disconnected and we live in this survival mode. Now, when we are living in this survival mode, we begin to feel disconnected from what is really true to us. We begin to feel the overwhelm of anxiety, depression, the self-limiting beliefs, the lack of abundance, of joy, of really feeling and being in this moment. And due to society, that is what a lot of many people are living in this survival mode. People are like robots. They're just living in this masculine dominated energy. So when you're connecting with Kundalini, you're bringing up this life force. You're living in the flow of your life force energy instead of pushing against it. So when we are pushing against our life force energy, that is when we feel stuck, unfulfilled, disconnected, depressed, anxious, all this worry, this fear, this doubt, and everything else with it. And when it takes a toll on our physical health, our mental health. Now, when I connected with Kundalini, I was at a point of my life where I was still although I had done a lot of work on myself, I was still feeling this missing piece and still feeling this disconnection. I was still feeling this kind of like depression, and it was like I knew there's got to be more to life. I was working 11 hours a day. I had a beauty business, and I was burnt out. I got diagnosed with burnout, and I remember the doctor said to me, it's going to take you about 4 years to recover from this. I was like, wow, okay. So I was really fatigued, really exhausted, mentally, emotionally, physically. I was gaining all this weight as well. My hormones were so dysregulated, out of balance. I suffered with deep, painful periods. I had endometriosis. I was binge eating, emotional eating, reaching out for that comfort food. My diet wasn't great. I was addicted to sugar, the sugary foods. I had a really unhealthy relationship with my body. I had no self-worth, no self-love. The relationships I was attracting in my life within men wasn't really truly fulfilling. They were never really, it was always just an in and out thing. I couldn't hold a relationship. And again, this was connected to my self-worth, my self-love. My career, I was at standstill. Although I was doing really well within my business, I was beginning to feel really depleted, really unfulfilled, just wasn't enjoying it anymore. Friendships, I felt like, you know, some of the friendships that I had wasn't true. I was partying, taking drugs. I was just, again, seeking out for this external validation. I would spend my money on stupid stuff, all the materialistic things. I was just not being true to myself. And looking back now, I realized how disconnected I was. So when Kundalini came into my life, it really showed me into the depth of what I needed to work through. So it completely stripped me. And what I mean by it stripped me to my core, to the place that I had to face the things that were no longer for me. I closed my beauty business, and then I moved to Madeira from the UK, a little island called Jersey. Friendships began to fall away. I began to go on this journey of real self-love and self-discovery. I broke free from binge eating. I no longer wanted to binge eat. My diet changed. Again, Kundalini will change your diet because you connect more deeply to yourself. You have this inner knowing, this gut feeling, what your body really truly wants, the type of nutrients and everything else with it, which I will go more in depth in other parts in this YouTube channel. I began to really have to look at myself in the mirror and look at my flaws. I had to face my darkness, my shadow side, which I avoided for so long, and that was my vulnerable, my messy, chaotic moments. Those parts that I never really appreciated about myself. I had to heal my relationship with money. My relationship with money was very up and down, but then I came to a realization that there was no separation between me and money, which again I'll go deep into another video. And I had to realize that the abundance was me, and that was within me, and that actually what I was doing, I was playing the victim of my life because it's only what I knew. So much happened to me within my world. At a young age, I was sexually abused by someone that I truly trusted, you know, as a family friend. And, you know, a lot of that was taken away from me, but I would play on that as my, you know, I'll let that consume me. And I became the victim of my life, and that impacted a lot of areas of my life within my relationships and stuff as well. Again, just general stuff growing up within the projections of carers, parents, which was no fault of their own, but also society conditioning, which I realised really impacted me. So with Kundalini, it really unravels and shows you the truth, but it will take you into the depths of the darkness. And that is what many people fear when they go on this journey, connect with Kundalini, is facing the darkness. So it's like really asking yourself if you're really ready. If you're wanting just to continue to live this continued loop of cycles in your life, or are you really ready to break free of them? And I can assure you Kundalini will break you free of them, because it will bring so much light into your life by you facing your shadows, the darkness, and finding love in that. And that's what I had to do, is find love in the darkness. And with that, Kundalini has completely allowed me to be free, to really set myself free, and now hold space for many people. I live in a beautiful island called Madeira. I closed my beauty business, as I said. I now hold and facilitate Kundalini. I have a better relationship with myself, my self-worth, my self-love. I feel so close to my inner child, and so much inner child healing. All these self-limiting beliefs and everything that was holding me back from doing the things, moving forward. I feel so much more in this place of more belief, more self-worth, feeling enough and welcome into this world. And although this energy, we always work through you continuously, and it's always there because it is you, it never leaves you. It shows you more of the blessings in life, more of the freedom, more of the truth, more fulfillment. And creating this safe space. Now that was what was my missing piece. I never felt safe. I never felt welcome in this world. due to all that had happened to me, due to all the projections, the beliefs, the trauma, the suppressed emotions. It made me feel so unsafe in my body. Hence why I held on this weight, hence why my hormones were up and down, why I was binge eating and everything else with it. And then I began to realize that that is what we seek the most, is that we want to feel safe. We want to feel safe so that we feel seen and we feel heard and we feel held. To release all the judgment and pressure towards ourselves, so that we can be really free to be who we want to be. And when you begin to feel free who you want to be, the safety blanket which you thought was your safety blanket, which you thought was good for you, begins to dismantle around you, and you begin to see through the lens of spirit, God, universe, whatever you want to call it, all comes back to one, of what feels really good for you. And that feels so liberating itself. And by just feeling safe, you feel so seen and held and loved. And that's when you come into the place of the oneness, the in-between. Nor you are living in the past, nor you're living in the future, but you're living here in the now. And that is what we're here to be with, is to live in a more conscious, aware state by living a human experience life, but being here in the now, in the present moment. Now, when we are living in a survival mode, disconnected, that is when we're either living in the past or the future. Because we're either letting our past consume us for where we are now, or we're trying to take control of the future. Because again, that's what we like to do, is to have control. But what if it's about letting that go? So if anything, it's about surrendering and just being. And Kundalini will really teach you and show you that. It will help you to break free completely, and I can assure you that, because I have evidence within my world and now evidence within the clients that come into my space as well. And this is something that I want you to know, is that it's you are doing the healing, and by you just giving yourself the time and space, by connecting to this life force within you, Kundalini, you will begin to see the significant changes within your world, whether that can be emotionally, mentally, physically, with your relationships, with your career, with the food that you eat, the environments, the friendships, the connections, the opportunities, the money, the material resources, everything else with it will change, and that is absolute facts. So it's for you to ask yourself, you are truly ready to connect with this? Are you truly ready to unravel and connect deeper to who you are? To open up to the blessings of life, to accessing that peace and that calm, which we all have access to in that moment. We have this access, but first you've got to do the inner work. You've got to connect within, because everything that you have been searching for is within you. And when I came into that realization that I was the powerful one, that it was within me all along, I felt so safe and I felt so seen. And that's when I knew that I was at one with the universe, at one with life, bringing this unification. And now, as we go through this big global activation, the Kundalini is rising right now. We are rising, the energy is here. So many people are awakening and they don't even know it. If you're listening to this video right now, the energy is awakening within you and you don't even realize, or maybe you're already on this journey and you're ready to go deeper. And that is why I welcome so many of you into this space to help you through this, but also for you to be in this space, in this YouTube channel where I can share the education, the knowledge and everything else with it, talking about consciousness, spirituality as well, energy, how to work with this energy, the science behind it. And when you begin to understand that, that's when you see changes, but it is as well letting this energy rise within you. And that's why I hold the Kundalini activation sessions, retreats and healing packages. So thank you all for you coming into this YouTube channel. I'm going to be sharing more teachings and in-depths and the truth and what I have learned and understanding through my own personal journey, but also for what I have studied. And yes, let's bring more light into this energy. Let's bring in more understanding, more truth, more love and compassion towards Kundalini, rather than this fear that has been spreading, when rather it's a homecoming to yourself. Kundalini is here to, if anything, save you, guide you, help you, show you the blissfulness, the peace, the joy, and the freedom within your life and your world. And you have that access now.